Hello, this is Geno with Music Villa. This is my good friend Jason Gano from Cordoba Guild. Jason and I have had the privilege of working together at other companies, and we're fellow bass player brothers, fellow jazz lovers. So it's fun for me to have Jason here.
Known each other for a long time.
Yeah. Well, it feels like longer than it really was.
Yeah.
I think.
Yes.
Like right away, we were like, when you meet people like that, it's just like, he's my bro. So anyhow. So, I kind of have a love affair with the Cordoba guitars, and having Jason here this week for our anniversary sale event, I was thinking we could maybe just talk about the Spanish guitars that we have in the store. So tell us a little bit. I know there's officially 3 factories now for Cordoba. Why don't you tell us about those 3 factories, and then we'll kind of focus in on the Spanish one.
Well, the first one is what we do in Oxnard, which is our all handmade USA guitars. And right now, presently, we're pretty back ordered on those because they're so great, and the value for the money is just excellent. So we're working now to speed up some of our processes and still make everything really handmade so that we can build more guitars faster but keep the quality the same. So that's our first factory. The Spanish factory, which is our España series guitars, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, is one of my personal favorites of everything that we do. Just because the price points for these handmade guitars are just excellent. And then we have our overseas factory, which does all of our lower entry Iberia series guitars.
Yeah, and even those lower entry guitars, I mean, there's a couple. There's one upstairs that we have that costs more than this Spanish one, and it's phenomenal.
Yeah, that's some of the questions that we get a lot are, you get into the top of our Chinese line, which is a C10 or a C12, and it's in some cases more money than what these guitars are. And people have always been told that Spanish-made guitars are the best classical guitars, and this is these are the nylon string guitars that you want. Well, these made in China guitars are just so excellent, and the sound quality is so great on them that it becomes a thing of, okay, do you want something that was traditionally made in Spain that sounds amazing? Or do you want something that maybe is a much better guitar than that, but is made in China, and can you get that over your head and have it make sense?
Can you balance them out?
Yeah.
And I personally, like I said, I'm not a collector by any means, but guitar is different than bass. I mean, I played semi-professionally forever. I still have 4 basses, but I already have 4 classical guitars, and I'm just getting into flamenco, and I'm a total beginner. And I have 2 made in China Cordobas and 2 of the Spanish ones. So I'm very interested in this factory in Spain. So real quick, tell me about that. How big is it? How many guitars do they do? Where is it exactly?
The factory
we should have a map.
The factory is in Valencia, Spain.
It's in Valencia.
Right on the coast.
Okay,
yes.
Right on the coast.
Yeah.
So can I go there? Will you pay for a trip for me to go there?
No, I will not go there. I haven't been there yet.
You haven't been there?
No,
well, we should go together.
Tim, the owner of our company, he goes usually about 4 times a year.
Okay.
So he'll go personally inspect guitars. But we also have a salesperson that lives in Spain. He's about 6 hours away by car from here. But he goes once a month and plays every single guitar before it leaves the factory.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
see, that's a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. So
that's a big deal.
The quality control. I mean, their quality is great to start with, but he's a player and understands the guitars, so he'll go and he'll just make sure everything's right before we ever pack everything up and put it, onto a boat and send it over.
Wow, that's a big deal.
Yeah,
that's a really big deal.
Yeah,
cool. Well, everything we've gotten from there has been amazing. Yeah. So
it's a small factory, so we're talking about less than 2,000 guitars that we get from there a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're wonderful, and like this 45 Limited that you're holding, that's a black and white ebony back and sides on this. And the amazing thing is each one of these is different. So if you were to walk into 10 stores, you would see 10 different versions of this black and white ebony. If you had 10 of them lined up in the same store, they would all be different.
Yeah.
So there's no, let's, cookie cutter stamp this out.
Right.
Each one of them has its own personality.
And that goes for the Cocobolo as well.
That does.
'Cause I've seen a few of these. Now, again, limited. And tell me about what does limited mean to you guys? You bought a stash of cool-looking wood, and when it's gone, it's gone?
Yeah.
That's my assumption.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
There's only so much of this black and white ebony and so much of this cool Cocobolo that we have. We called it limited, first of all, because, yes, we only had a little bit of the wood, but also we never intended on it to be in the line forever, because we're going to go find other wood and we'll switch that out and go to something different.
Right. Well, and I know with the 45s, I think you guys went and found more wood because they sold so well. Is that right? I thought I remembered that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And these are fantastic. By the way, we're doing some really great extra sale prices on these. Some of them are pretty ridiculously priced. We can't talk about that on the internet, but come on into the store. The couple others that are here. This is actually one of our best-selling instruments from the Cordoba company. In fact, I own one of these, the 55 Negra, made in Spain. Again, this is a flamenco guitar. It's a Gypsy King signature instrument. This is a thin body guitar with a great pickup in it. Really, really wonderful. And then the other one that we have right now, we have 4 of these in the shop today. That's called a solista, and that's not more of a traditional concert guitar, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful rosewood, natural. It's a real normal wood combination. It's spruce and
This is
rosewood.
what we would call a traditional nylon string guitar.
Yeah,
as opposed to a flamenco guitar, which is set up differently from just a normal nylon string guitar.
Right. And you know what we find, I think why we sell so many of these, they're flamenco guitars, is not because there's flamenco guitarists, but the action setup lower, because flamenco players, we're okay with them kind of being thwappy, and there's a lot of this percussion stuff going on, which turns me on because I'm originally a drummer. I like that stuff, but just because the action's lower and they're thin and the pickups are great, I think people are like, wow, I really like this, and cha-ching, they buy one. So
what we hear sometimes from traditional nylon string guitarists is they'll pick up a flamenco guitar and they'll go, oh, this thing buzzes all over the place, because the action's so low. But a true flamenco guitarist wants it that way. So
we're all about it.
Yeah.
Bring it. So
yes.
Well, cool. Well, thanks for spending a few minutes with us.
Absolutely.
It's a pleasure. I love doing business with you guys. Great products, fun company to work with, and it's good for us to get to text or talk to each other once in a while. So
absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for your time.
Yes.
Awesome.